Council Member Kanuha or Council Chair Kanuha. Sorry, go ahead.
Thank you, Madam Chair. You know, also want to echo everybody else's sentiment and thanking everybody for coming out with this again. But, you know, as I'm going to speak to the bill itself, you know, you have a lot of things inside here: licensing, enforcement, terms of license, renewals of license, conditions of license, enforcement and inspection, penalties, citation. This is everything the state does. So I have a real big concern with this and the preemption that the state will, they oversee this currently. They have a very good process going. I mean, I could look at all these papers: Hawaii Administrative Rules, Title 13, you know, Subtitle 4, Fisheries, Marine Fisheries Management Areas, Chapter 60.4, Bill for an Act, Act 306, relating to the West Hawaii Regional Fishery Management. It goes on and on of the long-established, well-regulated industry by the state and the Department of Land and Natural Resources. I'm not saying we don't have an obligation to do this, but the state is currently doing this. So that's the issue I have with this bill specifically, and the preemption that is involved with this. You know, the state has been working with the industry for decades now. What is it, 10, 20, 30, 40 years on the regulation of these aquatic resources, of our aquatic resources. You know, a concern came up that, you know, these types of measures, these legislative measures are here because the industry itself will not reform. You know, I'm pretty sure the industry is well involved with the West Hawaii Fisheries Council in how they reform this last group of, you know, the whitelist type of thing. I think that's what came out of the industry and their reform. And I think it's a great thing. You know, I'm happy that we have a West Hawaii Fisheries Council so that everybody can be part of this whole process in how we regulate our marine resources. You know, us as a county, we don't have these regulatory abilities. And when, you know, you have that the police department is going to be the enforcement department, you know, along with the county animal control contractor. I wish the police department was here to see if they actually have that, you know, enforcement capability to do any of what we're trying to do here in this bill. So I completely appreciate what Ms. Willie is doing, and I know the means in why this bill came out. But as this bill is currently, I don't think that the county can provide the level of enforcement that the state already currently provides. And Ms. Stebbins, I'd like to ask a question about preemption, this bill, how it relates actually to our state licensing and, you know, everything that the state has long established with the regulation of this industry. I don't know if that was a broad enough question, but.
Okay. Good evening, Chair Poindexter, committee members, Molly Stebbins, Corporation Counsel. Yes, this bill does raise jurisdiction and preemption questions, and I would be happy to elaborate on them. I think that it would be best if I did so in executive session, or maybe if you could rephrase what your specific question was. You know, maybe I can answer it in open session, but I think to really get into the issues with the legality of the bill and problems with preemption, it would be better to do that in closed session so I can speak freely with the council.
Thank you. Just real quickly before I get into that, did this bill go through the Corporation Counsel, as vetted through the Corporation Counsel before it came up before?
No, it wasn't vetted by my office.
Okay. You know, I don't know what question I'd ask that we would have to go into executive session on, you know, this, but the overarching thing is, you know, the state does all these licensing, these of applications, application fees, and, they got to report back to the state on their bag catches, and all these different requirements down the line. They got to get these permits. It just seems double, doing the same exact thing that the state's already doing. So it just kind of seems counterproductive in how, with just this bill. I don't know if that's even a question for you. I'll just throw that out there. But I'll think of a question for you. Okay, at this point I'll yield, Madam Chair.
Okay.